Hello everyone, this is Brandon here again with the United States Grand Prix race results and roundup for the Circuit of Americas in Austin, Texas. First off, before I talk about the race itself, there was a massive group of people who attended today's events throughout the weekend. I think they said it was over 260,000 people over a 3-day span. That's great. That's probably like the best attendance the United States Grand Prix has ever gotten. Overall, the weekend was gorgeous. It was a lot better than last year. Last year was like a downpour, so attendance was quite bad. Um, Also, I wanted to give out a shout out to Grosjean for his 100th race in Formula One today. Well, his race starts. Coupling with Haas's maiden home Grand Prix. It was probably a pretty special day for him. Quite awesome. Also, Perez and Gutierrez, the other Haas driver, they're both Mexican, so with the United States Grand Prix being held in Austin, it's just over the border from Mexico. So they also had a massive following today, um, which is great for them. Everyone deserves it. But obviously, Mexico's Grand Prix is next week, so they actually kind of get two home Grand Prix. Um, but let's talk about the race. Of course, congratulations are in order to Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg for coming with the Mercedes P1 and P2 finish today. That gives Hamilton, I think, 4 race wins out of 5 years in a row in the United States at this track, which is phenomenal. No matter what car he's driving, three with Mercedes and 1 with McLaren. Followed by Ricardo coming in third and Vettel fourth. Alonso P5, Sainz P6, Massa P7, Perez P8, Button 9, Grosjean 10th, which is great. Magnussen 11, Kvyat 12, Palmer 13, Ericsson 14, followed by Nasser, Bottas, Wehrlein, and Ocon. Unfortunately, do not finishes regarded Hulkenberg in lap 1. Vettel took him out. Both took outside lines into turn 1. They on the race start, it pushed Hulkenberg to the inside line where Bottas was turning. He clipped Bottas, which ultimately punctured Bottas's right rear tire, and causing Hulkenberg's front end to mess up, and he had to retire the car. Gutierrez had a brake failure in lap 16, going into I think it was turn 1. Um, they ended up having to retire the car after that. That's unfortunate. Haas probably wanted a strong showing today. Too bad only one car finished. Verstappen had an engine failure on lap 30, causing he had to pull off to the side of the road, I think in sector 1, causing a virtual safety car, so it gave everyone a chance to pit, which is kind of unfortunate because Ricardo just pitted, and he was battling for the lead, so could have ultimately ruined their chances of getting a better spot on the podium. Um, and then Raikkonen had to retire the car in lap 42 since he was leaving the pit. I guess his team told him to leave the pit, but his pit crew were not ready, and one of the guns was still attached to his left rear tire, and ultimately messing it all up. And they told him to shut down the car. Other incidents from lap 1 actually was Kvyat rear-ending Perez into basically the apex and spinning out Perez. He was given a 10-second penalty for that. Rightly so. It was I watched it. It was kind of funny. He just didn't care. The other incidents involved Verstappen pulled into his pits when he said he was called in, but he wasn't. So the crew weren't ready for him, but still pulled off the pit stop in a relatively fast manner since they just released Ricardo moments later. So it all worked out for them. They turned a bad situation into a not so bad situation. But one lap later, his engine failed, and everyone pitted afterwards anyway. Thus, as I said previously, Ricardo's pit advantage and lead chasing kind of went out the window because everyone was on degrading tires and he was on fresh ones, so he was closing the lead. Unfortunately, he couldn't pull it off since everyone had fresh tires after that. And then going into the last 10 laps of the race, I think on lap 52, Alonso and Massa were battling out for I think P7 or P6. Yeah, it was P6, and they Alonso pulled up behind Massa. Massa cut him off into turn 17. So he tried to get him again in turn 18, and then Massa made contact with Alonso. Since Alonso had inside line, Massa got pushed back out. So Alonso took the lead, and he ended up ultimately passing Sainz as well. So great for them. Great drive for him. I'm making this video before the full-on results are posted, so he may have gotten penalized for that. But ultimately, it was a great drive for Alonso. Since Sainz, that's his like hero. I'm sure it was great for him. He ultimately lost at the end, but what also showing for Sainz too. He with like a 2015 engine that is phenomenal, becoming top 7, regardless, going up like bringing the battle to like Ferraris and stuff. So that's great with last year's car. So who do you guys think is your driver of the day? Mine, I would have to say, is Carlos Sainz. With Toro Rosso, as you can tell, he had a phenomenal drive today. Wondering who's your driver of the day would be great. You can leave it in the comments below. Ultimately, it's a shame that only one Haas car finished today. Also, only one Force India car finished today. Obviously, with Hulkenberg being knocked out, they're in a battle for like a constructor's standings with Williams, so they really needed their points today. But especially since Bottas finished like near the bottom, no points, so they could have taken advantage of it today. It's unfortunate for them leaving points on the board. But that's it for me today, guys. I'll be back next week for the Grand Prix of Mexico City. Take care, guys. Bye.